foreclosure became an assembly line of legalized fraud. Entire homes were transferred on paper in seconds. Signatures were forged by machines. People who never worked for a bank suddenly became vice presidents of 10 different financial institutions overnight, all signing away other people's lives. And when caught, no one went to prison. Instead, settlements were paid, a fine for stealing homes. Justice was replaced by accounting. The state saw this and called it resolution, but to the people who lost everything, it felt like organized crime in a suit and tie. Property, freedom, and the illusion of law. Property rights are not about greed or materialism. They are about sovereignty. Your home, your land, your labor, these are extensions of your freedom. To own something is to say, I control the fruits of my work, not the state, not the bank. That is why tyranny always begins with the erosion of property rights. Because when you can take a person's home, you can take their dignity. And once dignity is gone, submission follows. The American Revolution wasn't just fought over taxes, it was fought over ownership. Who owns the land you build on? Who owns the wealth you create? When banks fabricate documents and courts look the other way, that question is answered. You don't. It's not an accident, it's a system that masks coercion behind process, that hides violence behind authority, that calls theft lawful execution. Positive rights, coercion, and the quiet chains of debt. Collectivist ideologies justify coercion by rebranding it as compassion. They call it positive rights, a right to health care, a right to food, a right to housing. But every positive right requires taking something from someone else by force. Illegal foreclosure operates on the same principle. The so-called right of a bank to foreclose without standing assumes your labor, your property, your title are theirs to seize. When the sheriff arrives with a court order based on forged documents, the message is simple: comply or face violence. When the state enforces that theft while shielding the perpetrators, the message becomes clearer: your obedience is worth more than your truth. And so, coercion becomes law, and law becomes the tool of coercion. The human cost behind every statistic is a shattered life. A mother forced to pack her children's toys into garbage bags because the movers are coming. A veteran who built his home through decades of labor, now sleeping in a car outside the property he still legally owns. An elderly couple who spent 40 years paying their mortgage only to be told that a clerical error means the debt never existed, but the foreclosure does. They are the silent casualties of paperwork tyranny. They are the faces of a war fought with signatures instead of bullets. The tragedy isn't only material, it's spiritual. Every fraudulent foreclosure teaches people that justice is a performance, not a principle.